Well, I can't resist this story. First Lady Melania Trump's movie, Melania, beat all the records, including the critics. Joining us, Emily Austin, host of the Emily Austin Show. She was at the premiere of Melania. Emily, welcome. Thanks for doing it. I mean, I'm looking at Rotten Tomatoes. The audience gave it a 99. The critics gave it an 11. All right, what does that tell you right there?
I mean, first and foremost, it's a pleasure to be with you. I love watching your show. It's such an incredible film. People, obviously, anyone that has any relationship to Trump, they just pray for their downfall, pray for their demise, but they didn't even have a chance to watch the film before criticizing it. And this was to be expected. People suffer from a very, very real condition. It's called Trump derangement syndrome. And this is to be expected. I can't say it surprised me at all.
And she did very well in the box office, right? If my numbers are right, she got over 7 million. Documentaries like this generally get, something, never get to 4 or 5 million. So she scored at the box office, too.
Of course. With all credit to Melania, of course, so many people are so fascinated by Trump and who's surrounding him. Whether they love him or hate him, they are intrigued by him. So I think all the haters showed up to the movie theaters, all of the fans showed up. So between them two, I think it did incredible. And it gave a lot of, access that you wouldn't regularly see about the Trumps. It took you behind the stage of inauguration. And we got to see a lot about Barron Trump. And he has this mysterious aura to him. So I think whether you like the Trumps or not, you have to admit it was interesting.
Well, I think, it's an interesting point you mentioned about Barron Trump. Okay. I think there's a certain mystery aura about Melania. I mean, I
agree.
She's never, if she were a Democrat, she'd be on the front pages of all the fashion magazines and the Washington Post style section, but she never was because she's a Republican and she's a Trump. But this movie is kind of like a coming out party, Emily. I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to see it. I mean, I had a lot of interaction with Melania when I worked in the White House in the first term. But I'm just saying, this is a coming out party for her. And I think that's an important part of this.
Right, and it's totally well-deserved. It shows you a really good example of what a lady is, a real woman is. Right. It shows you how to be a first lady, a mother, a woman of class, elegance, poise. And you could tell she's such a great wife to Trump. She never tries to overshadow him, even in this premiere. All credit she gives to her president, her husband, the president. She's a family woman. She mourns, I don't want to spoil it for you, her mother passes away, and I feel like it's so humanizing. Melania, like you said, if she was a Democrat, cover of Time, Vogue, People, Glamour, you name it. Right. She's one of the most beautiful women in the country, but because she's Trump's wife, she doesn't get the credit that she deserves, and this film did such a great job. Brett Ratner did an incredible job. I think the movie was a 10.
So, Emily, you were at the Grammys, too, right? Are you okay culturally, physically, mentally, after going through that horrible experience? Are you all right here? You seem fine and copacetic. We're delighted to have you. But I worry, those events, very bad for your mind.
I need to do some of the burning the sage. What do they do? I don't really believe in that stuff. But I appreciate you asking it. The backlash has been so bizarre. I never thought that being a patriot, loving my country, loving law enforcement would come with such bad pushback. However, I think it was a very fun event. I'm upset that the politics really hijacked celebrating excellence. I feel like that's what these shows are for. It's celebrating excellence. The Super Bowl should be about sports excellence. Instead, everything gets hijacked by fools who don't really put their money where their mouth is. I mean, you saw last night, Billie Eilish, right? She preaches to she disrespects law enforcement. She walked in with an entourage of security. She calls the borders inhumane. She wants open borders. There were 15-foot barricades just to get into the Grammys. She has a home in a gated community, multi-million-dollar home. She endorses socialist, communist politicians, but then she's a capitalist and promotes her companies. Perfect. She has a restraining order on a man who broke into her home, but then Billie Eilish said there's no such thing as illegals on stolen land. So it's all hypocrisy, and it's very theatrical.